All right, welcome to our weekly restorative class. My favorite sequence, and I haven't done it for a while, is the one where we start on our belly using the block. So either put the block lengthwise or horizontal, depending on the length of your torso. And just find yourself laying on that block. Whew. If it feels like it's too much, you can lay a towel or a blanket over the block. My block is foam, really soft, squishy foam, so it's not too hard. But if you had a hard block, definitely put something soft over it. Couple ways of doing this. To start, widen the knees, bend them as well. You can multitask, circle out the ankles. You can support your head on your fists, or you can even support your head with a block underneath your forehead. In fact, that's what I'm going to try right now. Whew. As the knees are bent, rocking the feet side to side. Try to surrender, letting your belly drape around the block. You can already feel the need for deep sighs, deep breaths. Just let that happen in through the nose, out through the mouth. Again, if it's creating any, it's natural response to have nausea, but if it's too much, come off. Definitely come off the block if there's too much upset in the stomach. It's something to build up towards, for sure. Maybe just a couple breaths is enough for you. I've been practicing this for a while, so it feels okay just to hang out. Maybe 3 more breaths. And so why are we doing this? It starts immediately stimulating the vagus nerve, the vagabond nerve that runs throughout the entire body. When we start stimulating that, massaging it, the relaxation response kicks in. It's like a fast track to set the tone for our class today. Definitely time for me to come off the block, straighten out the legs, use your hands underneath your shoulders, tuck your toes under as well, and then just push yourself up slowly, feeling all that space come back into the belly. Exhale as you set yourself back into a child's pose naturally. Having the block there for your forehead. Wow. It's right there for you to be supported. You can massage the forehead right and left. Feeling the expansive expression of that sacral bone opening wide. Good. And extend a little bit more into the spine by just reaching your arms as far forward as you can and your hips as far back as you can. Engaging the ribs just a little bit inward, finding some power and some space into that low belly to reach your hands forward. Nice. I think that's great because I want to come back to the belly, but before we go back to the belly, just give the spine cat-cow. I always have these 3 options. I think it's 3. Cat, cow, up and down, or side barrel roll, side to side, or even this big swooping circles forward and back into the torso. So what feels good to you? Maybe there's a combination of a little bit of all of it, you know? Just some somatic experience through your spine. C curve as well, rolling the shoulders side to side. Just breathing in and breathing out. I'm just here to inspire you to come to your mat. You know that the energy that we create together helps facilitate more. So I have Tammy here with me, I have Kay here with me, and I have Masami. And because of them, this practice becomes more alive, more real, and I thank them. Whew. Okay, so back to the belly. Come back to the belly. Now we have this flat belly on the mat. Using the elbow to drape your chest and your belly forward into Sphinx pose. So I have my elbows tad in front of my shoulders. Pelvic bone, you know, you can feel that the hip bones, push those hip bones down as you lengthen the side body, pull the navel forward. Sphinx. Tops of the feet are flat, and then lift up through the heart, chin is level. We'll hang out here, be prepared, hang out here for about 8 breaths. See what it feels like. I know this is restorative class, but engaging that central column like we are will again stimulate that vagus nerve, which will set the tone for this class. Keep breathing. Can activate the tops of the feet. Feel the heart reaching forward, feel the chin drop. Spread the shoulders wide onto the back. We're halfway there. Inhale, nose. Exhale, nose. 3 more. Inhale. You can try closing your eyes. Exhale. Wow, last one. Effortless effort. Beautiful. Inhale together. Exhale, slowly melt that front body down to the mat. Rest your head on your hands. Bend the knees and rock the feet side to side. Great. Drop the toes back down. Take the left side. Let's go left side first. Bend the left knee, knees on the ground. Push the knee a little bit away from you. And then pull back into that hip crease so you have a natural curve in the low back. So there might be some compression in the rib cage and in the mid belly. So I tend to want to lift that up and drape it forward just to make sure I have all the space necessary for engagement in that hip socket and that inner groin, because that's what we're doing right now. We're stretching that inner edge of that left side, inner lines of the leg. Maybe even some self-massage on the IT band, a little pounding with the fist. Gently. And then just rest. I'm on number 6. 2 more long breaths. Inhale nose. Exhale nose. Last one. You can feel your ribs expand. And then let it out. Exhale. Great. Head comes up. Right arm reaches forward. And walk the hand over to the left side. Palms come together. If you've been with me before, you know the sequence. Elbow, upper arm is parallel to the front of the mat. Palms together. Get the chest to open up a little bit by opening that rib cage upward, and you feel the chest moving towards the front of the mat. Keeping this left knee heavy. As you find that twist, left shoulder rolls up and back. You can look up if that feels right for you, or you can look down, or you can even rest your head on a block. Sometimes that's nice. I've seen that before, and I've done that myself. Five. You guys are so patient. 6. 7. 8. Good. Top arm comes up and back for supine twist, and I'm bringing my block for support. You can use it in 2 places. You can use it underneath the knee, the bent knee. You can also use it underneath that opposite shoulder if that shoulder needs a little bit of support, which it's a little high for me, so I'm going to take it out. Maybe I'll use it for my arm. Yeah, that's good. Wow. And then take that right hand and push that hip crease, the top hip crease and hip bone down and away from you. Making sure that that right shoulder is flush on the mat. As you push it down, open up the ribs a little bit more. And look over the left side. Heavy breath. Deep in the breath. Feeling a pull from the left front of the left shoulder all the way down into that left hip with that pressure. It's amazing. If you're finished with the pressure, just open up that right arm and let it rest. Last breath. Excellent. So gently straighten the left leg, and this is for Tammy. I love you, Tammy. You're here to motivate me because I know some of that core strength for us is great. Ribs, make sure your ribs are lengthened through the side. You're supporting your head with your right hand, and you're stacking the hips. Stacking the hips. There's a little bit of Pilates, right? Stack the hips. Raise that left foot so your left foot is hovering over the right. Yeah, you got it. Beautiful. And then a tapping forward with the toes in front of the bottom foot, and then tap back with the heel. Okay, and all the while you have the ribs knitted in. You can support yourself with your top hand in front of you, and just your own timing. A little bit of tap forward, tap back. Maybe you have a little percussion going on. Tap, 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 tap. Whatever feels good. Yay, that's it. Front and back. How's your central column? Is it suctioned in? Feeling that core engagement. Nice. And I think this is a great way to heat up that leg as well, just a little bit, because we're going to stretch out that left hamstring in just a sec. All right, so then lift that left leg high, bend the knee. You can go slow. You can straighten and bend. Feel the sensation in the hip socket and in the belly. And then once you find that inner line lit up, and you can stabilize, go into tree pose. Reaching the left hand to the knee. And see if you can balance all of the center of the body. You got it. You can't see me. There you go. Hello. That's it. So left finger on the knees, on the knee, top knee. Try to find some space in the upper body as well. Good. Next breath. Hover the foot off of the inner thigh. See if you could reach for the toe with the fingers. If not, just hold the calf. Keep your eyes still. Keep some lightness in that right arm, maybe even drop the elbow and straighten out the arm. That's fine as well. Woo! Good. And then side bow. Bend that knee, grab the side of the foot. I have my right arm straight now, and then just kick it back. This is beautiful because it naturally segues into moving onto our belly and coming into half of a bow on our belly. So just roll, 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 left hip to the mat. Once you're on the mat, lift a little bit into that bow. Take that right hand and just grab the right ankle. Even it out. There's some movements. Feel the difference between the sides. Good. Let it go. Turn the head to one side. Release the feet. Take a deep inhale through the nose. And let it go out through the mouth. Turn the head the other way, all the way to the ear. Same thing. Inhale nose. Let it out through the mouth. Wow. Really good. Nice. So then we have the other side. Right knee slides up 90 degrees. 90 degrees. Rest your head on your hands. Halfway there. Last two breaths. In through the nose. Out through the nose. Last one. Wow, not so pleasant side for me. a little more focused, and probably it shortened the time I was there, but I'm ready to move on. So lift your torso up a bit. Make sure you have that navel draping forward, and the arm helps if you reach that left arm forward, straightening the arm and dragging spider fingers all the way over to the other side. Upper arm is parallel to the front of the mat. Right arm, right hand, top of the left hand. Namaste. And check in the ribs. Ribs moving. Knee heavy. Adding that twist. So we stayed for 8 breaths. Let's do that. Inhale, nose. Exhale, nose. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last 2 breaths. Last breath. Good. Top arm comes up, swing it up, stack the hips a little bit so you have this nice stacked, even hip socket to add to your twist. If you used to block on that right knee for support, use that. Yeah, there it is. That's it. Happiness. Close your eyes. Connect to the breath. You can use the left hand to push that right hip crease down a little bit. Feeling the whole stretch through this rib cage. Just like somebody's adjusting you, but you're adjusting yourself. Release that pressure and enjoy the last 3 breaths, nice and deep, in through the nose, out through the nose. Last breath. Lovely. Good. So straighten the right foot. Bring it on top of the left foot. Use the right hand for support in front of you. Left elbow underneath your head. So now you have a little bit of a back view. You can see how straight the spine is. The underside, the rib side, making sure that's long, lengthening through that top elbow. And it's in the same line as your whole body. Everything's in this line, just like there's a plane of glass in front of you and behind you. Then hover the right foot. And little tap. Your percussion, you're drumming forward, you're drumming back. Forward and back. Rib cage in, chest long. Heating up that top leg. Feels great. I like this pulsing on the backswing. Make up your own pattern. Last couple breaths. Good. All right, lift that right leg up. Oh, wow. So different. Bend the knee. Plant the foot inside of that inner bottom leg for tree. Suction in the navel. This is where that heart, where it gets a little bit more difficult to balance, especially if this is your weaker side, which is my weaker, tighter side, which tends not to be so reliable. Right hand on the knee. Interesting, huh? So if you're like me, you know, this is the flux. Right side, left side, trying to balance. What is it? What is it? Going inward to try to see where the imbalance is. Oh, made me hot. All right, so now you can straighten that right leg. Soft jaw, soft face. When we meet challenges, we tend to grip our jaw, so make sure that that's relaxed to remind the body to stay effortless effort. We have an effort happening, but we also have this ease and this flow. Reaching for side bow. Left arm can go flat for sure. You're on the arm and then kick it back. Lift the head up, look forward, look towards the hand, drop that right hip. Hopefully you're still with me. Standing into bow, one side, and then the other side. Left hand, right ankle. Find some equilibrium. I like this rocking. Knees are right off the hips. You want to keep them in symmetry. Oh my gosh. Oh, let it go. Oh, pat yourself on the back. That was a hard side for me. Inhale, nose. And let it go. That's why we call it practice. Starts balancing our sides. Turn the head the other way. Right to the ear. Inhale, nose. Let it out through the mouth. Wow. All right, plenty. Let's come into child's pose. Hands underneath the shoulders. Take a breath. Exhale, push yourself up. And then push yourself back to child's pose. Couple pulses, nice. And then set yourself all the way back. Really good. Very satisfying after all of that work. Let's add a twist over to the right, a little curve, over to the right. Walk your hands to the right. Let the head drop. Good, come back to center. And then the other side, over to the left. Good. Come back to center. And into puppy pose. Always nice place to go to lengthen the spine. So hips right over the knees. Walk the hands forward. Keep the hips pushing back, the hip creases that is. You feel those hip creases back. But meanwhile, you have those ribs lengthen in and lengthening forward. In fact, I'm going to experiment just a little bit by putting a block in between my thighs to see if I can engage a little bit more action into this low belly. So if you want to try that with me, go ahead. I think it will be nice change to activate some awareness. So inner thigh with some block, if you like. If not, don't worry, it's your practice. It's helping me suction in a little and then press forward. Changing the whole dynamic of the low back. And then add a twist. Take the right arm and lift it up. And then bring it underneath, thread the needle. Before that, I do that, I'm thinking I might bring the block to this wider place. It's almost like I need a mini block, but oh, that works better. So I used this, instead of this skinny side, I use this wider side. Depends on how wide your hips are. Just experimenting, I tell you. Yoga is just an experiment. Okay, right arm high, thread the needle, go underneath. Oh yeah, that feels much better. Left arm, let that top arm come up and around. Tammy, I think your hips can move forward just a little bit over your knee. See how it lines up? So walk a little bit more. Walk your hands forward, a little bit more. Not your knees, just your hands. And turn. There you go. Yeah, you have more space in the belly that way. So good. It's because I can see Tammy. I can't see Kay, but I can see Masami. One more breath. Good. Reach that left arm up and out. Use it for support to unwind. Good. And take a moment just to walk your hands in and set yourself tall. Just want to find some symmetry through this engagement of the inner thighs. It's like standing Tadasana. Doesn't that feel good? In fact, grab your elbows behind you, drop your chin down. See if you can create more space through your heart, your sacral bones dropping naturally, lower belly's lifting. Excellent. All right, release that. Keeping the hips right over the knees. Walk the hands forward, and we'll twist the other side. Left arm reaches high. Thread the needle. Left arm comes underneath. Back side of the shoulder. Right arm comes up. Let that right arm reach up and around the back. How's that block working for you? Using that to engage the inner lines of the legs. Activate. Good. Reach that right arm high. Gently unwind that top arm. Woo! So good. Take the block out. Come into our first down dog. Cover the knees and lift your hips high. I'm going to use this block underneath my top of the head. Yeah. Supporting the head, supported head in down dog. You know what to do. You're spreading your fingers wide. You're pushing your hips up, not dumping too much in the ribs, but pushing up and back. It's nice to let the head be supported a bit. You can alternate weight to the right hand, right heel. And then switch, left hand, left heel. Little slip. And then come back to center. Walk up, forward fold. Again, I'm still using my block. If you have more blocks or support, you can put 2 or 3 blocks underneath to support your head. This is my body. This is what it looks like for me. Or you could just hang and let your arms just swing back and forth. Good. Release that block if you had it supporting your head and roll yourself up. Halfway up and then all the way up. Wow, that was fun. How you guys doing? Was that good? I wish I could see you. There you go. I can see you. Good. Nice. Yeah, shake it out. Just shake it out. Little walk and roll. Little walkabout or a circle of the hips. Nice. Movement. Beautiful. Good. All right. I think standing on one foot. Let's go into tree pose. Take that right knee up. Bring it off to the side. A little bit more for the inner groin. We did that when we were laying on the ground. Notice what it feels like now. And then plant the foot wherever you want. Maybe it's down by your ankle. Maybe you need a wall for support behind you. Lots of tightness in the inner thigh for me on the right side. Maybe you're with me. So just letting that surrender, pushing that down, feeling the waistband nice and even. Palms I know it's a flux. It's like this, woo! Find your balance. Get yourself to grow tall. You can always use the wall behind you, especially in a nice, soft, slow, restorative class. Nice variety from a change of pace from the first half of the class, laying on our belly, laying on the ground. Now we're standing. So take the arms behind you, interlace the fingers, push the fist down, and then release this right knee and bring it down. Good. So once you're there on the ground, take a chair pose. Peek down to your toes, see if you can see your toes. Hips pulling back, sit a little lower. Good. And then see if you can bring your heels up. Heels up. Hold. And now it's ankles and heels. Woo! That was it for me. And then straighten the legs and up and over for your forward fold with the arms, shoulder stretch. Excellent. Bring the hands to the low back. Great opportunity to massage. Give yourself a little bit of percussion on your back. Shake out the head. A couple deep sighs. Making sure that you're letting out all that up and out, all that resistance, all that stress that we're releasing. Comes out as heat from the mouth. Good. And then drop the hips low. Mula Bandha Asana. So I'm going to turn onto my neck, so I'll use it for my feet. Mula Bandha Asana, where you're opening up the knees. You can also use the block underneath you if you like, if it works. In fact, I might do that today. Find that seat, find that balance. So you got this, yeah. And you're just letting that open up. Good, Tammy. Bring your heels, and Masami's got it. Yeah, heels are together. I can't see your feet, Kay. But yeah, feet as close together as possible, opening like a book, the inner lines of the legs. Find that suction upward. Get your top of the head to lengthen upward. Maybe even the arms help you. That's it. Yeah, fall out, you come back in. I'm cheating a little because I have my block underneath my hips. Whoop. I just lifted off the block, and then it's a little harder. Stay focused, hip flexors back, torso tall. Last 2 breaths. Oh, good. And then shake out the feet, knees together. Come to forward fold. I'm widening the stance because it feels safer for me to roll up with wide legs. This is how you create your own practice and walk about. Smile, yeah. I saw it. It's a great break time. Get a glass of water. Yeah, it's already 12:36. Whew. All right, so just a little bit more standing, and then we'll go down to the ground for some more inner groin stretch. But a great way to sort of heat this up a little bit more before we stretch it is to come into chair. So as you sit into your chair, fingers in the hip creases, get your hip creases to move back, peek towards your toes. Find all that space through the central column and reach forward. That's it, chair. Good. And then alternating sides. Go into the right leg, let the left foot lift. Go into the left foot, let the right leg lift. Good, so just alternate that for as many times as feels correct for you to light up the legs and bring some more heat into that hips and thighs and inner groin. Be mindful of where your head and chin is. You want it in the same line as your spine. Powerful exercise for the legs. Sit a little lower if you can. Keep alternating your weight. Maybe there's a pulse in there. I'm going to do it one more time. Very focused, meticulous, mindful. Actually, this is my last one. Oh, whoo, who's with me still? Good, Tammy. Good, sorry, everybody, good. Let's go. Oh, nice. All right, circle out the hips. Couple deep sighs. Make sure you go both directions. Good. All right, promise this is the last one, and then we're going to do the Montana. Right foot over the left, right into that inner line. Restorative, I know. Hands behind the head. Right elbow coming towards that right foot. Come back to center, inhale. Go left side. Left elbow right. Good, back to center, hold. Oh, lost it. And gently release. Good, plenty. Shake it out. Okay, ready for the other side. I'm peeking down to my toes because I like to see the symmetry in the feet. So you look down, and I do have them underneath my hips. Left knee over that right. Make sure the hips are pulling back, just like when you were in your chair. You can peek down and see your toes. Sit low. Engage this left glute, right glute, hips straight back, hands behind the head, same thing. Inhale. Left elbow, right foot. Left foot. Come back to center. Switch. Right elbow over to that left knee. Oh, come back to center. I didn't lose it this time. Good to have a wall right next to you in case you teeter-totter. Woo! All right, so as promised, focuses on that inner groin, and we just heated up the legs nicely. I think I did this last week with you guys. We're going to do it again. Wall for the feet. And if you happen to have carpet, good for you, because that will help. I don't, so I'm using my blanket for my arms. Just bring yourself down to squat and then onto hands and knees so that you're engaging the foot right on the wall. So the crease of the wall is your base for both feet. Start with a nice, comfortable inner groin stretch. It feels like you need a little bit more. Use your fingertips to widen the muscle gap. That's it, plenty. The wall is a beautiful resistant point. Takes a little bit of focus. If you can surrender, allow that body to do its thing. Natural symmetry is created here with the evenness of the wall and the floor. You can put a little resistance into the ground with your knees by just giving some pressure. Push resistance down into the earth through the inner edge of the kneecap. Push, push, push. And on your exhale, let it go. Do that 2 more times. Inhale to give it some resistance. Push. Exhale, let it surrender. Just a little release. Last time. Little control, little pressure, push. And then on that exhale, let it just surrender and release. Wow. All right, so this was a lot. Really pay attention to how you come out, because this is where we lose the focus and then injuries happen. So stay focused. Inhale together. Use your toes, bring them in towards each other. Exhale. Good. Use your hands, one hand at a time. Inhale. And then however you can, you're rounding into that pelvic bowl, bringing inward the lines in symmetry. That makes sense to keep your body safe. Good. Yeah, nice. Nice symmetry, good. All right, little walkabout again. How do you get up? You step 1 foot up. Use your hands if you need to. Support yourself and come up and walk about. Yeah, nice. Mindfulness. I saw that cake. Really good. Little walkabout. Yeah, Tammy's doing this. Yay! Yay, freedom! I got this. Oh. All right, I think that's plenty. What does your body need? For me, I feel like just laying on our back with the legs up the wall. That looks good. Maybe side bending. Gaze up here, going side to side too. Little arcing, little support. Reverse flexion, really good. So yeah, check in with what your body wants. When you finish with that little bit of wiggle, a little bit of exploration, let's lay on our back with the wall right there. Still deep breathing. Good. Check the time. Oh, yeah. Oh my gosh, yeah. Legs up the wall for Shavasana. This is our last posture. How do you get there? Remember, you bring your hip squatting down by the side of the wall as close as you can. And with support behind you, swing the legs up. And there you go. I need to wiggle just a little closer. Depends on your hamstrings. If this feels too tight, you walk your hips away from the wall instead of close. And just rest. Arms by your sides. Few more deep breaths. In through the nose. Out through the mouth. Last one. Inhale nose. Let it go out through the mouth. That's it. Soft ease, heaviness in the back, in the legs. Mm-hmm. So the beautiful thing about being in your own space, you can stay here as long as you like in your restoration, in your relaxation. But when you are ready to come out, you can slowly awaken the body, rubbing the thumb against the tips of the fingers, rocking the head gently side to side. Maybe there's a deep sigh or a yawn. Legs are on the wall, just bring them closer to you, knees to the chest. Nice tight hug. And then rolling to whichever side feels good to roll towards, roll to that side. And fully supported using the hands coming up. Wow. Moving over just a little for you guys. Nice meditative position. Just 2 more breaths together, in through the nose. First one out through the mouth. Next one in through the nose. Hold. Out through the nose. Beautiful. Back in through the nose. Hands to your heart. Namaste. Gosh, that was awesome for me. Hopefully it was for you too. All right, wonderful. Thanks for showing up, you guys. It helps me a lot, more than you know, knowing that I have students live with me. Thank you. All right, you're welcome. Bye, Kay. Bye, Masami. Bye, Tammy. I'm so glad you showed up for restorative. Yay. Bye-bye. That's good.